So we're here in downtown Houston. It's Tuesday night. It was election day. And I'm not going to speak much about the results because the results are out there. They're all over Twitter, Facebook, everything. Everyone's sharing. Everybody knows. Some of the bigger races, some of the more competitive seats included the race for senator of Texas, Ted Cruz, Beto O'Rourke. I made previous videos. I don't want to speak about that directly, but indirectly, I want to talk about leadership. Noam Chomsky, who's considered one of the most intelligent, if not the most intelligent people on the planet, who's spoken a lot about media and politics and U.S. foreign policy and so on, said that there's only one party in the U.S., and that's the business party. And it has two wings, the Democrats and the Republicans. And I think that's a very fair analysis. I think for the average American, and I think many people are, I hope, decently cognizant of that, the average American isn't really first priority on the agenda of either party because just the nature of the system. There are multiple competing interest groups, lobby groups. There's plenty of organizations and nonprofits and corporations and businesses and everything on both sides. And if you're a politician, regardless of your intentions, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of your purpose, and naturally you're going to have to toe the line. I think it's fair to say that a society judges itself based on its leaders, based on who people have elected, based on who represents and speaks for a community and a society and a country. But I think countries and peoples and groups should also be judged based on how they treat the poor, the homeless, the weak, the needy, the sick, the disabled, the veterans who return from battles, scarred physically and emotionally, right? Those who can't fend for themselves, the refugees, the asylum seekers. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I don't care if you're conservative or liberal, if you're a person of faith or no faith. There are things that we can definitely agree on. There are things that we can work together for. There are things we can cooperate on. And among them is service. I don't think anybody needs to be convinced of the value of helping others, of caring for those who can't care for themselves, of giving back when one has a lot, when one is quote unquote privileged. One of my favorite organizations in Houston, it's called Outreach in the Barrio, and they're out here tonight feeding the homeless in downtown Houston. There are bigger and older and more successful organizations that have done similar work in Chicago and Atlanta and other cities in America, such as Iman. Look them up. They have a decent social media following. It's the Inner City Muslim Action Network. I hope I got that right. But anyway, Iman, meaning faith, meaning conviction, meaning belief, is the acronym. And it's about service. It's about taking care of those who come out of prison, those who are homeless, those who are poor, etc., and so on. These are the kind of organizations that are very close to my heart and those that I wish more people were involved in. You can still be rich, you can still look out for yourself, you can still have a great job, career, house, car, white picket fence. You can have all that and still spend 10 minutes a week, an hour a week, a couple hours a week, a weekend, a month, donating or getting involved or helping others. Leadership is service. So if you aspire to inspire others, there's no better way than to focus on hearts and minds and to look out for people's needs, to be selflessly serve others. I didn't want to get into politics, but I feel like I have to share this. The kind of people that I want to see run and win are people like John Lewis, Representative John Lewis. He had a video that went viral in the last couple of days where he was encouraging especially young people to go out and vote. He was reminding us that over 50 years ago, he was part of the civil rights movement, one of the leaders in the civil rights movement. He shed blood with MLK and others on the bridge of Selma in Mississippi. He was imprisoned, I don't know how many tens of times. You can watch the video, maybe I'll link it. And he was telling us and reminding us that we have the ability, the right, the privilege to vote, and most people around the world do not. And people have to fight for this right, fight for this privilege. It didn't come easy. And we don't have to shed blood, we don't have to fight, but we should vote. And I want to extend that, and we should serve, because voting is just one of the many ways in which we are privileged, one of the many opportunities that we have to give back and to help and to do something. So definitely vote. Today is pretty much done, but there are plenty more elections to come. 2 years from now, 4 years from now. We should have a lifelong commitment to researching the issues and following the candidates and looking into the issues that our society faces, looking at different candidates and voting and encouraging others to do so. So vote, John Lewis said, and I wish he would run for president. That would be awesome. I could see myself knocking on doors and campaigning for someone like John Lewis. Although the ideal for me would be someone more like Malcolm X. But I don't know if America is ready for a Muslim leader, a fearless Muslim leader. But I'm biased, of course, but I would say that the natural leader of America is someone who's independent and honest and courageous. Someone like Malcolm X, someone who cares more about truth and justice than anybody else. Someone who didn't align himself with either party, as he said very courageously in his famous speech, "The ballot or the bullet." I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but he did care about his community, he did care about his people. Someone like him as president, that would be awesome. I guess that's it for now. Thanks for your time as always.